Welcome back to the Happy Chicken Coop YouTube channel. Did you know that the oldest chicken ever to have lived was named Peanut? She was 21 years old when she finally died. A year before that, she was given the Guinness World Record title of world's oldest living chicken at age 20. Clearly, Peanut was an exceptional bird. That said, how long do regular backyard chickens live? We're going to answer that question and more in this video. But before that, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also check out our website at thehappychickencoop.com to learn more about backyard birds, or subscribe to our email newsletters for daily tips and tricks in raising them. The lifespan of a chicken depends on many things: breed, environment, genetics, and the keeper, among others. In commercial settings, hens are usually kept before slaughter for a couple of years. Commercial businesses aim for a high egg to low feed ratio. Once the hen goes past her prime of laying, she will be sent to the slaughterhouse. Our grandparents' hens would have had a relatively short lifespan. The birds of the good old days were expected to forage for themselves and their chicks. They were given table scraps, sure, but other than that, their diet consisted of what they could find for themselves. 2 to 4 years is likely their average lifespan. However, over the last few decades, our hens have started living longer. And this is no small part due to better genetics, a better understanding of diseases and parasites, improved housing and sanitation, feed and improved diets, and veterinary care and support. We'll discuss each in detail, starting with genetics. Until after World War II, chickens were not considered proper farm stock. That all changed with the introduction of broilers from the US. Breeders in the United States have successfully created prolific egg-laying and utility breeds. This is when fine breeds like Rhode Island Reds and Delaware chickens came about. Today, we have egg-laying superstars like the Golden Comets. As may be expected, breeding a hen to lay 300 plus eggs per year takes a toll on their body. Hybrid hens are shorter lived than the old-fashioned heritage breeds, depending on whether the keeper wants to cull or keep them. They also start laying sooner, but generally slow down quickly around 2 to 3 years of age. Heritage layers, on the other hand, will continue past that number, although production will be slower and more sporadic. Overall, though, you can expect a hybrid hen's lifespan to be around 6 years, whereas sturdier heritage breeds should live closer to 8 years. Diseases and parasites also affect our chicken's lifespan. In recent years, many advances in caring for and treating several diseases, understanding the method of infection, and introducing good biosecurity have improved the overall health of poultry. However, even with these advances, it remains true that the hens living in less cramped quarters with good nutrition, fresh air, and plenty of space will live longer than chickens crammed into large production houses. Generally speaking, most diseases can be avoided by practicing sensible and easy biosecurity measures, like good hand washing, maintaining a closed flock, tending to older flock members before tending to the quarantine pens, and wearing appropriate clothing if visiting or being visited. Many old-time diseases of chickens have been studied and can be better treated now. For example, a vaccination against Marek's disease was only invented in the 1970s, while the disease was discovered and named in 1907. As more harsh diseases and parasites are discovered and cured, we can expect the average lifespan of our backyard chickens to move closer to 8 years or more. Improved housing and sanitation also help extend the lives of our flock. Unfortunately, chickens were always seen as the poor relative of the barnyard, so change came slowly. As we have already mentioned, many of their housing and sanitation improvements didn't happen until after World War II. Chickens finally got their coops, feed rations, and bedding. Their living quarters were kept cleaner and nutrition improved. With this, their lifespan has dramatically increased in recent years, from less than 4 years to an average of 6 to 8 years. As for the feed, today's chicken rations are far superior to many of their predecessors. While we may disagree that the use of GMOs in animal feeds is unnatural, compared to the ration of yesteryear, it is truly wholesome. Animal feeds are precisely formulated for each stage of a hen's life: chick starter, grower, finisher, layer, and etc. The guesswork has been removed from the process, and we can be sure our birds are receiving all the nutrients they need to produce eggs and chicks and maintain their health. This feed ensures that our chicks grow up to be strong, healthy hens who not only lay well, but also have a strong core, enabling them to live longer. All that remains for us is to keep the coop fresh and clean for the birds. Veterinary care is also vital in keeping our chickens alive and healthy. Although it's still comparatively rare to find a vet who is knowledgeable about all things poultry, the recent progress made in animal medicine has been spectacular. Flock keepers, too, are more diligent with their birds, taking notes of what seems to be wrong, isolating a hen before things get out of control, and trying to tend to their birds more holistically are all ways to improve the bird's chances of correct treatment in times of need. Of course, taking an animal to a veterinarian is expensive, and many people simply cannot afford it. It's perfectly alright to treat minor conditions yourself, as long as the bird is not suffering any undue distress. The bird's well-being is paramount, so you must always remain attuned to the possibility of distress and pain in the bird. With this care, diseases and illnesses that would have killed birds previously are no longer an issue. And lastly, the breeds. Some birds are just plain smarter than the rest of the flock. For example, some chickens are more conscious of their surroundings, especially in the free-range environment. These birds watch out for predators, stay close to the safety of dense brush, and never stray far from the flock. On the other end of the spectrum, you may have a completely aloof hen that will wander into the open with a hawk flying overhead. When it comes to a chicken's intelligence and savviness, whether you have a smart one or not is partly a matter of breeding and luck. Overall, there is no definitive answer to how long will our chickens live. Variables such as breed, living conditions, and cleanliness will all affect your hen's life expectancy. Also, other factors that will come into play will be predators, accidents, and unforeseen circumstances. None of these can be predicted, of course, but extra care must be taken to protect your birds if they free range. That said, if you take good care of your girls and keep predators away, you can expect them to live to be at least 6 to 8 years old. And with enough care, this figure can creep into the double digits. You can read our full article about chicken life expectancy by clicking this link. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can also check out our website at thehappychickencoop.com or subscribe to our email newsletters for daily tips and tricks in raising our backyard flock. Thanks for watching.